Hello choosers, it's Gav. Welcome to another one of my videos. This is me just announcing I'm joining the Pacific War group build for the year 1942. I think every one of us that says it says it a different way. I've heard it being called the Battle of Midway group build and this, that and the other group build. I believe it's the whole Pacific. Not just the South Pacific or South East Pacific. I believe it's the South Pacific, the whole Pacific, but it has to be for this part of it. It's 1942. I was supposed to have be able to put up a banner headline, you know, the flag, because I asked Charlie first, could I do this, and he said not a problem, great. And he sent me the logo, but it's disappeared off the emails here, but the logo isn't. I had a clue, so it doesn't matter. but I'm just saying, I've wanted to do this. It's a bust. I'm not sure if I'm going to put it on the thing or not, but this is the bust. We're going to have a look at it now. It's a Marine of the 1st Marine Division on Guadalcanal, 1942. I've wanted to do this for a long time. It's just, I don't know, it's just one of those. There's two. I've actually bought two. I'll show you the other one at the end without unboxing it, because it's not for this group build. But yeah, I've wanted to do it for a while. I might throw my hat in with a model as well at some stage, but at the moment we're dealing with this bust. It's just coincidence actually. I was buying it anyway because I wanted to do it, and when Charlie announced this group build, I thought, you know, providing he lets me do it, you know, which he has done, you know, it's just something I can get in with the group build and still do the bust that I wanted to do. It's just serendipity. So yeah, let's get down to the bench and take a look at this light. I'm not going to have to read it off here, and I have. All right then, I'm fighting a losing battle here. Here we go. Unlike the Marines on Guadalcanal. Right, let's. It's a 1 in 10 resin bust from Life Miniatures, which is a Korean company, and it is US Marine Corps 1st Division Guadalcanal, 1942. It's sculpted and painted by the well-known artist Sang-Yun Lee. So once again, let's have a quick look at it there. I'll get the film off the box and we'll take a look. Thanks for joining me at the bench, guys. Let me just scooch myself over a bit. Right, sorry about the glare. You hear it said so many times on people's unboxings. There's not much you can do about it. Obviously, once I've got the box open, we'll get rid of that. But again, Sang-Yun Lee has done some fantastic box art. One day I shall be able to paint like these guys. That might be in another lifetime. Things I'm going to use this to begin with, just to go through a couple of things. I know I'm probably one of there's myself, Victor paints some busts and that. I'm struggling to think. You've got some of the more well-known artists that do box art like this and stuff. They dabble in YouTube sometimes, either to, you know, for financial, probably, you know, get adverts and things. But I'd never see a lot of us do it, especially historical subjects. I never see a lot of us out there doing it. And to be fair, I don't get a lot of love for my bust painting, in the sense of people watching the vids and liking, commenting, all that type of stuff. Apart from some of you regulars out there, and you all know you are, because you turn up time after time, and I'm really grateful. And I'm not bitching about the thumbs ups and all that stuff. It's just, it's a shame people don't enjoy it more. It could say a lot for my painting, but yeah, it's a shame that people don't enjoy it more, because some people just don't like busts. They might prefer figures, you know. I will tend to always go for, I'm not saying I'm not going to do any, I'm doing that Wolverine figure at the moment, but I'm not saying I won't go for doing historical figures occasionally. And I've done a fair few 54 mils, but this is this is my art of choice, if that makes sense. I like bust painting. I like the larger scale. I really enjoy doing the faces in particular, or trying to do the faces. I know I'm not brilliant, but yeah, you know, it's I mean, this, what attracted me to this particular, it's a simple sculpt. We've got the rifle, we've got a nice, we can do a bit of leather work on the sling, we can get a bit of texture like can we get in closer, Gav? Like Sang Yun Lee's done here, we've got some texture on the webbing. We're going to, on the jacket itself, it's that twill striped, is it twill? I believe it is, jacket. We can do a bit of freehand with the US Marine Corps stamp on the front. We can do more or less, whatever we want to, with the battle damage from all the jungle vegetation. What interests me in doing this one, because he's got him shaded and fairly pale. He's squinting. You can say either he's squinting in the sun. You can say obviously the sweat's just run into his eyes. You can say an insect flew into his eye. My wife did look at it and she said, not sure I like that one. I went, well, that's all right. You don't have to look at it and paint it. I do. I like the sweat marks. That's very hard to do. It's not as easy as you think to do like sweat rivulets on flesh, and that was also something that drew me to do that. And I do believe you've got to like the subject. I'm interested in military history anyway, but I've always been interested in the Solomon campaigns. I never understood why they didn't make a bigger play for a ball. But never mind. But yeah, I enjoy it. So, by the way, if you want to see, there's a great. I will do it in a proper shout out. In fact, I'll try and remember to put it on the description. There's a large channel out there called World War II TV. It's hosted by a British bloke who's, I think he's a Normandy. He guides around Normandy, but he pumps out stuff, and what I enjoy is they're lengthy. I haven't enjoyed them all, and that's no disrespect to him or the guys on there. It just depends, and I haven't seen them all yet. It just depends. When I say I haven't enjoyed them all, it depends what you like in World War II. But if you fancy putting something on in the background and learning something as you go. I'm going round in circles as usual with me, but he's got some really great talks with guides and writers and professors over the like the Zoom type stuff, and he's got a load on he's got a few on Guadalcanal and Tulagi, which you say Guadalcanal, Tulagi, it's more or less the same thing. Tulagi is a smaller island off Guadalcanal, and was the seat of the British administration for the Solomon Islands. It's a cracking channel to put on. You'll have anywhere from 30 to 2-hour chats going on, and there's stuff on Scharnhorst, as in not the bloke, the ship. You've got obviously all the D-Day stuff. There's even stuff military, capital crimes, as in murderers and that in the different armies, how they were treated in World War II. Not how treated, but captured, and obviously what happened to them and all that type of stuff. But there's loads of different subjects popping up, and it's a very interesting thing to have on if you're at your desk a lot of the time, like obviously I am. To go and listen to that. Anyway, I'm taking it all away from this, haven't I? But it's Guadalcanal. If you only know Guadalcanal as a name, maybe go over there and you can at least hear what proper people that are into the subject will tell you about it. Then you can obviously go off and get yourself a book. Right. So. That's what I liked about this particular guy. Let's go for it again. I want to do a jungle look. Guadalcanal's obviously, although they say jungle, a lot of it was actually more, you know, especially around Alligator Creek and all that. It's actually plantations, but obviously junglified. I want to do all this, the sweat marks and all this type of stuff, and learn how to do that. So yeah, that's that. So we'll get a side look. As I say, mine will look nothing like that. I don't. Is there anything? No, nothing on the other side. Right, just to let you know, that's the sleeve, and you get the box like this. Flip her open, and they usually have this, what I always call the egg carton type of foam in there. The Lucky Jack, which I use as my channel name, channel icon, that's a Life Miniatures bust. So one bag with head and helmet chin strap. They always come, from what I've seen so far, with a little plinth, but we'll be using a brass one, which I've already pre-bought. We've got a rifle, or the bit that you'll see. They weren't using the Garand at that time. And we've got a nice helmet and torso. Right, we'll get the bags open so we've not got too much noise, and we'll take a look. Right, that's what you get in your bags. So what we'll do is we'll move lots of the little bits to one side. We'll get in closer and we'll have a decent look. We'll start with the face first. Face always sells a bust if it's not in some 100-year war chainmail and visor and all that type of stuff from the Knights, is what I was trying to say. Or maybe a respirator. Right, so this is our guy. It's in like a very light sky grey resin. The faces, I believe, as per the box art. After the American Marine that you saw me paint, that was a 1 in 9. This will be very slightly smaller. Bit of hair, but nice and smooth. I can't see any pinholes or bubbles. The casting tab will be easy to remove. I use a variety of saws, but I prefer those little blades that you can get, you know, the little micro, like razor blades, but with the teeth on them. I don't have a handle for them. I have got one already, a bit like that, but those little ones I just use between my fingertips. I find them, because they're flexible, they're quite handy to use on things like this. So yeah, very nice. We'll have a look at the torso next, because we'll see if we can put that head up to it in a minute. Got the dog tags. Again, you paint texture on these things. It's very rare that you'll get texture, you know, imprinted on the different slings and webbing straps. But that's the fun of doing this type of stuff. We've got our hole here that you can put this. We'll quickly show it. You can get that. You can paint it brass or black, whatever you want to decide, and pop it in, and then in your wooden plinth. I do prefer using the screw-on ones, the brass ones. You know, you're talking £6, £7, £8 for one, but I just think they're a bit more neater. We've got battle damage as per the artwork. It's a bit hard to see with the resin and the light. But yeah, very nice. A couple of little chunks there, but that's nothing. You never see them anyway. I just always paint these black underneath. Remember, if it's your first one, resin is not the greatest. I didn't realise that. Yeah, got to put the. Oh, it's not too bad. That's not too bad a fit. You're always going to get some filling. What they've tried to do is put obviously the string of the dog tags, so he fits in, but there will be a bit of filling that's going to have to be done. You may just get away with that with some plastic plastic putty, and around the back of the neck. Again, whenever you stick these guys together, there's always some form of filling. It's not, you know me, it's like my modelling. I'm not the greatest at it, but which I often think detracts from my painting once I've done. I mean, that I did my best on that marine for Vietnam, but I'm still not brilliant at it, and I do try. Yeah, casting tab. You're always going to have casting tabs on these guys. It's just where they put them. That one isn't too bad. Again, using one of these it's like a small razor blade with obviously saw teeth on. I just use that freehand because it's just a bit more flexible. If you use them on a rigid handle, you're in danger of cutting pieces of in my opinion, pieces of the sculpt off. So yeah, that's that. Just look at the quick little tiny bits. Rifle, attached rifle sling too. Oh, better show the rifle as well, haven't we? That's all you've got to do. Helmet, chin strap. And the other side. In care to remove those, obviously. I had a quick look as I unboxed it. This is the only one that's going to cause some problems. Sorry, it's not even on camera. Right, first of all, let's have a look at the actual helmet itself. It's going to have that texture that's on there. Obviously, they did that to try and keep the shine down a bit to a degree. But the casting tab, that's going to take a bit of work to. I mean, it's not so much a problem to get it in line with the rim of the helmet, although you're still going to have to be careful. It's just where it is digging down into the helmet. That's going to be fun because you will need it, obviously, completely removed, I'd imagine. Well, there's no even point trying to offer it up to the helmet, to the head, I should say, because they've both got the tabs on. But yeah, there we go. As I say, this is, I'll go through it one last time. So I'm looking at the wrong box here because I've got another box at the side of me. This is the Life Miniatures 1 in 10 scale resin bust, sculpted by Sang-Yong Lee. I bought it from El Greco Miniatures. I've got no problem shouting either Life Miniatures or El Greco out. I have no connections to either of those businesses. El Greco is a UK supplier of busts, figures, 3D prints, but they print them off. They've just started getting into that by the look of it. But they do all scales from 32mm, I believe, up to obviously these guys. Full figures, mounted figures, you name it. As I say, it's a UK company. They do a reward scheme, loyalty scheme, I don't know, which is why I've ended up buying 2 busts. I said to my wife, I only want the one. And she said, but you know, we've always said this about ourselves. Whenever something's discounted, we never blooming use it. And it's not as if we're actually rolling in money. She said, why don't you just try, you say you can either have 10 or 50. I says, oh no, not the £15 discount. I said, because that means I've got to have to spend even more money. So I got 10 quid knocked off. I believe this was £32. And the one I'm going to show you quickly, I'm not going to unbox it, but I'll just quickly show you it. That's, I think that was 36. But I got £10 knocked off. It was worth, it was worth getting the other one in for, a few months down the track rather than, and getting £10 off, £5 off the pair of them each, I suppose. So really looking forward to that. I completely forgot to say again, it's for the Pacific group build for the year 1942. It's hosted by Charlie Mack and Al Woods. So, thank you to those fellas for running it. And this is my entry, or at least the first one anyway. When it'll get done, I'll probably make a start on it sometime after, obviously, the Wolverine. I'm not going to start I've got that many projects. I'm going to start another one. So yeah, it'll be probably about another 2 weeks or so before I start it, but there we go. Quickly, this is the other bust I've got in, another World War II one. We've got a Waffen-SS Infantryman Ardennes 1944, again sculpted by San Yung Lee. Oh no, sorry, is it? Yes, San Yung Lee, and painted by him. Always wanted this one as well. It's weird, both of them, both of those ones I've wanted for a few years, and I've ended up getting other busts in between for some reason. That's going to be a great sculpture. Again, another simple one. You can get a lot more. They've got, I think El Greco I was going to buy it and then realised it was just saying they were going to get it in, which is a Kharkov MG42 gunner, and that's got a lot of stuff on it, you know, where these two are fairly simple busts. Yeah, that's going from the South Pacific to the Ardennes, and there's his. You know, I'll probably be saying this at the time because we've always got to make sure we say the right things. I don't have any right-wing tendencies. I'm not a fascist. I'm not a lover of Nazism in World War II. I enjoy recreating history, and both these subjects, obviously good, bad, but I still enjoy painting them. And in this one, I wanted to try doing a cold face. It's been not necessarily reproduced exactly here, but the cold tones, and particularly I've always enjoyed. I've only ever done it once on a 1/35 scale, and I wanted to replicate the oak leaf pattern, and then obviously you've got a tiny bit of the reversible there in the summer type dress. So yeah, that'll come up as an unboxing as and when I get round to doing it, which probably won't be until autumn time, I would imagine. So guys, look after yourselves. I'll be back up with a load of other videos, I'm quite sure, but hopefully next time you see this guy starting to get painted, it'll be in Guadalcanal. So again, check out that World War II TV. I say again, I got didn't even know about it till a while ago. If you want to learn about Guadalcanal, and particularly Guadalcanal, Battle of the Java Sea, they've got some great chats on there. As I say, other, I believe Ardennes, all that stuff's covered. He throws up a lot of vids. But if you're into World War II, military history in general, and this is at this time of year, it's all happening in the Solomons to a degree. You might want to go and check those videos out, rather than, if you don't really want to sit there reading a book, go and listen to what these guys have got to say on Guadalcanal, and you'll get a good grounding and learn a bit more about the campaign around the Solomon Islands. Look after yourselves. As usual, what could have been a 5-minute video is probably into about 45 minutes now. Look after yourselves, thanks for your support, and we will catch each other soon on another video.